What's going on, YouTube? Let's get the chat up and going.
A very strange day is coming to America. In short,
Yes, to answer low side indicator, it will be uploaded after the live stream's done. What's your thoughts on Smile? Hold on, let me get this. Let me get our chat exported so I can see it. What's going on, everybody? Christmas time, everybody excited for the holidays? All right. We're seeing a lot of what is right behind me, which is red in the market. Don't know what you guys are doing, but I know I'm just waiting, looking to scoop up some more algo from those that are selling right now, which I would say selling is a bad idea on any day that we've seen this much red, especially just over the past few weeks. I mean, it's almost been, exactly what we would have expected. If you just look at the past few months and just what COVID has done with the market, it kind of has just been bouncing around these variants as they've come out. So, this, you almost could have seen this one coming. Let's take a look first off at some charts. All right. Look at that. It's almost like clockwork. Look at this. This right here that you're looking at here on Algorand, we're just going to start, for those who are jumping in. There's my beautiful wife jumping in. Hey, sweetie. She's at work, working hard. You can help support the channel. You can help me make money if you want to go tip me in Algo or in Yldy. Should be in the description. If it's not, let me know. I'll put it there. But let's, just taking a look at Algorand right now, and we go back to March of 2020, right when COVID came out, and everything shut down. You saw Algorand go from almost 50 cents down to its lowest it ever was, which was 10 cents. And then you had a nice run back up all the way to later in 2020, which is when the Delta variant or just, COVID was starting to resurface. There were more fears of shutdowns and all that stuff. And you had another correction back down. And then you get into 2021 where we had the big run up with Bitcoin and everything else. Algorand came up, the whole market kind of fell after that. There were still some COVID fears, some political stuff. And then now you've had this last run up, and now you have another variant. You have the build back better thing that's not going right in the stock market. Everything is going crazy. It's red like the color behind me. But if you just look up, what's coming? Green. Green is coming. So, you got to diamond hand these things. This isn't something you just buy and swing trade. Algorand's going to be something you buy, you hold. It's going to change your family's life one day. Got some people asking about Sosha. All right, so I don't know too much about this one. I would have to let's just go to their Twitter. I do know it's a play to earn crypto that's coming out. It's launched. It obviously is on Tiny Man. It actually is in one of the polls I put out yesterday on my channel saying, which ASA should Yldy be listing next. This one actually got quite a few votes. Seems like there's a pretty big following. I mean, it's got 3,500 followers on Twitter. They look, I've watched them and seen some of what they have going on, but this is still going to be a pretty early on project. So I wouldn't expect much attention to come to it yet, but it is something, the whole GameFi ecosystem. You got Zone coming out in 2022, I would say now. I thought they were going to be launching around the middle of December, but I don't know, haven't really heard much on their front. I know that they're getting all the people lined up, but the GameFi ecosystem is going to be huge, play to earn. If you remember, if you were there or if you watched for Decipher, Matt Zhang, who was, the Hive Mind funding, I think is like 1.2 billion or something in the billions that they're investing into this play to earn, economy, ecosystem, whatever you want to call it. So some big things there that are coming. So Sosha could be one of those. Let's see. We got 7 on here. So come on, ask me anything. This is up for you guys. You guys can ask and see whatever you want. I'll answer whatever questions I can. Obviously, if there's no questions, I'm just going to be talking, having some fun. So thanks, obviously, if you're in here, if you're watching live, thanks for jumping in. Let me know what you're doing. What are you guys buying? Are you guys buying Algo? You buying more Yldy? Who's used Algofi? There's tons of things right now that are live on Algorand. Tons of things to do. So hit me up with some questions while I try to drink this smoking hot chocolate. Also, as you can see, we got Buc-ee's, and Buc-ee's. If you don't know what Buc-ee's is, well, you haven't been to Texas because it's just the biggest gas station that's there. So, and they got everything. Taking a look at Yldy's price action today. Let's go to the daily. 7%. So you got Algorand is down 9%. You have Yldy, which is down 7.3%. Opulous down 8.8%. Even if we go out of the, Algo ecosystem, Mana down 10%. I mean, these are all some good buys right here. I mean, even if you take a look, once you zoom out on most charts, you'll see that it's not as scary as the daily or even the weekly would make it out to be. But if you go to Algorand, you look, you come down and you take a look here, all-time high, down 61%. That's a decent correction right there. So that definitely is a buy indicator for me. Obviously do your own financial, not financial advice, do your own research, but that's what I like. Buying Yldy and more choice, headline, and Sosha. I will say I did add on a little bit of headline. I have been staking some of my Yldy to earn me some choice just because that APY is way too sweet. I mean, let's go check it out. If you're new to Yldy and you don't know what it is, make sure to go check out some of my past videos. It's a lot of good stuff there and a lot of great ways to earn some passive income. But coming down right now, you can stake your Yldy and you can get paid out in choice coin. And yesterday, the APY was over 200%. Right now, it's 119%. And then once you earn that, you can literally go and stake choice coin and earn choice coin at 15,000%. So that is huge, huge numbers right there. Don't leave money sitting on the table. Thoughts on the Algo Dex? Quick question before I dip, watch later. So Algodex is still coming out. I follow him on Twitter. I've seen his updates. They're still finishing up their audits and making sure that everything is, I guess I would say as polished as it can be for once it launches. But I think the Algodex is going to bring, just another, aspect to the Algo DeFi ecosystem and the ability to buy, limit order, all that stuff. And it seems like he's putting a lot of attention to detail and not just trying to rush it. So that's another cool thing. I'm excited for it though. Really waiting for the market to go down a little bit further before buying. Hey, it definitely can. I could easily see Bitcoin, still going down into the low 40s, which could still pull things like Algorand down to, anywhere from $1, 10, maybe even under $1. I don't think we're going to see under $1, but if we do, I will definitely be accumulating. Can you talk about inflation versus price increase on Algo? Well, obviously, inflation is always going to be a thing. I mean, we're going to see, you've already watched the Fed talk about, how much money they're pumping in, and they're not going to slow down. So, inflation is a big deal. And that's where, you have to be finding some of these projects, some of these, cryptos maybe that you can buy into that can give you, a hedge against that inflation as, the dollar keeps losing value. I do see Algo continuing to go up. This next run, I think we're going to see, I could easily see, something like Algo, going up to the $5+ mark. I mean, I think it already should be over that, but, the powers that be, I guess, are holding that back, but tons of potential. super insane APY. You got that right. The XET APY isn't bad either. That's true. I will say, though, I'm not, someone asked earlier, Smilecoin, XET. I'm not super bullish on those two projects. I mean, it's just me. You can go do your own research. The research I have done, though, has not really given me the backing to really want to just go all in on those projects. I will say I've heard more and more about ChoiceCoin, even just some of the stuff that the founder, the creator of it, a little bit of his background and just what they're hoping to accomplish. So I'm more bullish right now. If you're looking at Yldy, looking at where to stake and earn, obviously earning more Yldy and more Algo is always a great option. Earning more Opulous, because you only have 6 days left to earn that right now, 40%, roughly 40% APY. And then after that, I would say, I'm going Choice, mainly because the APY on the front end is huge. And then you flip on the, once you earn that every day, you flip and start staking more of that. And you're getting 15,000% right now. I mean, come on, that's crazy. I think today I claimed like $20 worth of Choice. Big money, at least for me. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining in. I love having you a part of the community. So, thanks for popping in. If you got any questions, go ahead and shoot. And they don't have to be crypto, guys. We're just hanging out. This is, a festive Christmas week maybe. So if you got any, just any questions you want to throw out, go ahead and do it. When are Tiny Man tokens going to drop? That is a good question. I don't really know. I haven't really heard much on the Tiny Man front as far as, any updates on that. But I would assume with Yldy finishing up its audit, and getting ready for TL5 and some upgrades being done there with the liquidity pool token, we should be seeing, some updates and some launching or some, tokens coming from Tiny Man so that we can start, using that synergy between both of them. So I'm excited for that, but, I would say Q1 to Q2 of 2022 is when we most likely be seeing, an update like that from Tiny Man. But just keep following them, on social media. Keep following the channel. I obviously will post as soon as I find out. What are my thoughts on ARCC? The Asia Reserve currency coin. It's another one of those things. It's a long play. That's not something that's going to pump, right off the bat. I will say it was kind of interesting. I went over to Tiny Chart and I just, what was it? I think it was market cap. Yeah, the Asia Reserve currency coin actually has the largest market cap. So, it's, a long play or a longer play. I think that you have some good value there. But, right now, Yldy to ARC, it's 94%. I see a little bit more potential in Choice, so that's why I'm choosing that. But I do have some ARCC. It's just not something that I'm, in like a hyper accumulation phase right now. It's just one of those things where, once some of these other pools close, if that one is the most enticing or if the APY goes up, I might throw some Yldy in there every few days to gain some. But mostly I'm trying to earn Choice, Opulous, mainly Opulous and Choice right now. So what's the price of Choice? So this is another thing. If you guys don't know, tinychart.org, this is a cool tool that you can track any ASA. So any Algorand standard asset, if you don't, because a lot of these aren't going to be listed on, say, a coin market cap or, any other major, exchange that's collecting that data. So you can come to tinychart.org. There is some bugs. So, you do kind of have to deal with that just because it is something new. But Choice coin, let me see, is it on the first page? Yeah, right here. So it's also based off what Algo's price is. So that's another thing. So it's 0.08, which 0.08 times what is Algorand's price? $1.26. Where we at? Where'd I go? Times $1.26. So it's sitting right now at about 10 cents, which is actually quite a bit higher than where it was just a few weeks ago. It had a really nice run up. Obviously, the last 24-hour change down 24%, last hours down 8%. But yeah, it had a nice run all the way from, down here, huge pump all the way up. And then obviously now you're seeing it, fluctuate, drop back down. But I think we're going to see it'll probably stabilize, I bet, somewhere right here in this 4 to 6 range. And we'll see some consolidation before hopefully another run up. Just because this one does, I think it has a lot of potential with what I've read about it. Still don't know, all the ins and outs. I'll get a video down the road going over more, but that is so far what the price of Choice is. What are the questions you guys got? How many we have here on the channel? We still got some viewers popping in. Also, big shout out to, I started last video accepting tips in Algo and in Yldy. And there was actually some followers and viewers who donate or who tipped me in those. So just huge shout out if you're live now or if you're watching. That means a lot to me and my family and just the channel as it's growing. I know this is early on, and so I actually received some decent sized tips in Algo. So that made a huge, difference for me, and it just shows, that you guys care about me, and obviously I care about you. I care about the community and helping you guys find and learn about the Algorand ecosystem. So just big thanks there, to those who tipped. What's your plans for Christmas? Me and my wife are actually going to be here in Florida, which is a little sad because all of our family is either in Texas or Kentucky. And so we won't really be able to go, we're not going to be going home for the holidays. So we're going to be doing a Zoom call with both of them to kind of, still be a part of it. But yeah, we will be here still in Florida. So, it'll be a little different. This will be our, I guess you could say our first one. I think for both of us, our first Christmas where we won't really be with any family except virtually. So it is sad, but, we're still excited that we'll be able to be there virtually. So let's hope this hot chocolate's not going to burn my mouth off. Okay, not that hot. Oh, but still enough to burn your tongue almost. Let's take a look at some other price action. So Yldy, I know a lot of people were seeing it run up. It ran above 2 cents yesterday. We were back above 2. Now we're back down to 1.7, a little over a penny and a half. And if we kind of zoom out here a little bit, it's just sitting, like I said in past videos, sitting between that penny to 2 penny mark. I would not be surprised if we don't see it come back down and even start to maybe touch some of where it was here, where almost closer to a penny, or even getting close to a penny. Before we make another run up. I know a lot of people are hoping for like a Santa Claus rally. I don't know what to expect. We got a few days till Christmas, and obviously the Omicron variant or the COVID variant is not helping that. There's more political pressure with this bill that's not going to get passed. So realistically, we may not see a Santa Claus rally. So for those who were saying earlier that they're waiting, it might be a solid option. I mean, I'm waiting. I have a little bit of my crypto in stablecoin waiting to deploy, and so I'm hopeful that if we do see some downward pressure, it comes sooner than later, so that we can go ahead and jump in and start to see some money on the upside. Any thoughts that the crypto market is going down because the tax laws for crypto on a loss is changing at the end of the year? Definitely could be. You also have to think this. A lot of people are, selling a lot of positions. This is just normal, I feel like, in the stocks, but because near the end of the year, if you're selling, you can claim, you can write that loss off. So a lot of people end up selling near the end of the year to, if they're in a position that is already it's been off all year and they're not going to, see the potential for it to go up, they'll sell. So there's already that selling pressure. And then you mix that on top of, like I said, the COVID variant, and on top of the other political things that are going on. I think that's why you're seeing the red that's in the market. But what do we think about when we see red? We see buying opportunities. Like I said, going and looking at Yldy from all-time highs, we're looking at a 40% discount. You go back to Algorand, for those who are just jumping in and watching, it was, I think, 60%. Yeah, 61%. You go to Opulous, because Opulous is down 8% on the day. We come down 55% discount. And then we even look at, let's go check out one of the bigger ones. Let's go look at Bitcoin. From all-time highs, you're already looking at a 32% correction. And honestly, if you've seen some of the others at 50%, 60%, now normally altcoins do tend to drop more than, Bitcoin will. But I still think if you zoom out, let's just look at the year. You saw this was the big run earlier in the year for Bitcoin. We had the decent correction all the way down. Took a couple months to get there, down to 29,000. And then we saw the big run back up to 68, almost 69,000. And now we're seeing another downturn. I don't know. It could be something where it's like this, where it's a couple, maybe a month 4 weeks to, a month and a half of a slide, and then we're back up. This could continue on for a little bit longer, but I do see some green on the other end, so I'm still holding. I'm still waiting for the market to flip. I don't think Bitcoin has hit its top. I don't think a lot of the other cryptos that are out there have hit their tops for this cycle, so I'm super excited for what 2022 is going to have in store, especially for the likes of Algorand. Let's go over and let's talk some news. For those of you who are watching right now, Algorand just published this article this morning, which is Algorand receives Price Oracle Super Grant from the Algorand Foundation. So Algoracle, Algo Oracle, I don't know how they say it, but I'm going to go with Algo Oracle. The Algorand Foundation today announced the award of their first Oracle Super Grant to Algoracle, or Algo Oracle, for the development of an Oracle network. A lot of people on Twitter are comparing this to like a link for Ethereum, but it's pretty much to provide a price, prices and, crypto prices, weather, sports, random numbers, and other types of data to decentralized apps created on the Algorand ecosystem. So it's announced in September through the Viridius DeFi Fund, providing 150 million Algo to fuel the significant early growth of the DeFi ecosystem on Algorand. The fund invited applicants from experienced developer teams and organizations to build secure and high-quality solutions such as oracles and bridges for the Algorand ecosystem. So just like when we went to Decipher and we saw a lot of that money is being poured into from the bulls, and some other VCs are being poured into the Algorand DeFi ecosystem to help it grow. And Algo Oracle is a unique abstraction layer, decentralized Oracle network that is built on the Algorand blockchain that enables universally connected decentralized node networks to securely interact as independent sources to provide critical off-chain real-time external data feeds needed by complex smart contracts to become a strong form of digital agreement. Real-time network exchanges include accurate and up-to-date sports, weather, crypto pricing data, and to complete smart contract or smart chain contracts. Pretty much what that's saying is like it's going to be able to aggregate data from external sources live, fast, so that the people who are building these smart contracts on these DeFi platforms can pull in all that data to make the smart contracts function at a more in-depth and in detail way. So I think that's really cool. Let's see, we got some other questions. What do I think of Algo gems? So I will say this: I am not a big. I buy some NFTs, but I'm not minting NFTs, and so I'm not really, a trader or someone who's really buying tons of NFTs. From what I've heard, though, of being in some of the Twitter spaces of very active NFT users, is they're not really big on Algo gems. So that's all I've heard, really. That's just some of the people who, are using the platform and using some of the other ones like AB2, Rand Gallery, Zest Bloom. There's tons of NFT marketplaces on Algorand. And then you got Yldy, who's about to be creating an esports NFT marketplace with Polygon. So, as far as the ladder goes of hierarchy, I feel like Zest Bloom, Rand Gallery, and AB2 are the top ones. I don't think Algo Gems has really broke through. So that's pretty much all I got there. Algo Gems governance coming mid-January. Yeah, it could be. Like I said, I don't know. I have not done too much extensive research on Algo Gems. Sucks. I'm stuck at work, though. Can't use Tiny Man to buy more Yldy. Hey, I bet it's going to come down. Just sit tight. Obviously, if the market keeps bleeding out this week and we don't get a Christmas rally, then, it could be down closer to a penny. So it might be good to wait. Chainlink already does this and does it best. Like I said, that's what a lot of people have been saying, that Link is pretty much what this is for Ethereum. So, I'm thinking that this Algo Oracle would do similar things for, the Algorand ecosystem. So, I think it's still bullish for Algorand in general. Staking on Yldy for gems, one of the lower APYs, but decent still. It is true, Peter. Like I said earlier, if you're not used to Yldy, it's, what is the APY? Right now it's 82.6, and then on the back end you could get, with staking your gems, 19%. Like I said, I just see more value right now in, staking for choice, 119% on the front end, and then 15,184 on the back, and then obviously staking in Yldy, Opulous, and and the Yldy one that pays out Yldy and Algorand. So tons and tons of good staking options. Why not use Chainlink? Well, I mean, obviously there is a difference in the Algorand ecosystem and the Ethereum ecosystem. So I would assume that Algorand's trying to build its own DeFi ecosystem apart from using things that are already out there on Ethereum. Just because they're trying to do it their way, the green, carbon neutral. And so, that's why you're seeing Algorand, I think, fund and try to get developers and programmers to build, similar things that we've seen on Ethereum, on the Algorand ecosystem. That's why, you had Uniswap for Ethereum, and then you had Algorand, obviously get funded and help get Tiny Man built, which is something very similar. So I think that's why you're seeing that. I do not use the Ethereum network. There's way too many fees. I know Polygon's looking to, scale that and bring those fees down, but I just like Algorand. It's green, carbon neutral. The fees are very, very low, especially compared to the likes of an Ethereum and other things. So that's why I do not use, most Ethereum-based cryptos or projects out there. Would love to hear your thoughts on Smile. Do you think it could come back, or advice for those invested? So I think I invested maybe like $500 when Smile, around when it first launched. Obviously, I've lost, the value there is drastically down. All of my Smile is sitting right here in this staking pool, earning me 54%. I don't really, I've not used their app, their D app very much. I think it's, it's cool, but I don't really get, how that's going to revolutionize, the gaming industry or anything like that. I mean, I think I would be more excited to see what, Smilecoin could do with partnering with some of these bigger, gambling sites like a DraftKings or FanDuel, or seeing if they can get incorporated some way with those. If something like that were to happen, I think that would give, me a little bit more, reason to feel good for them on the long run. But yeah, I'm not really buying anymore. I know it's been dipping down a lot, but I will say, if you are buying, I mean, if we go look at the, at the chart, actually this one, we can go to Coin Market Cap, I believe. Let's see. Let's go take a look at Smilecoin. Yeah, down 33% today. So we look at the 7-day. I mean, we come back. It's down there. And we go back and we look at from all-time highs. You are looking at a 97.73% correction from all-time highs. So that screams one or two things. Obviously, this could be a big buying opportunity. I mean, if you're comfortable knowing that this is an early project, that they're still working out the kinks, that there's a lot that could still come to fruition. I mean, they've had some big partnerships. I mean, they were on a NASCAR. They had their name on a vehicle for NASCAR and stuff like that. So there is potential, but I have not been adding. I've been adding more Yldy and just staking that in some of the other pools that are there. But yeah, definitely 97% from all-time highs does show some potential. But I'd also say that was a random spike. I would say realistically, from some of the highs where it was warranted, it's probably more like a 50-60% drop. Can a Trezor be used for Algo governance? I do believe when the first governance period started, you could use. I know I don't have that one. I have the. Oh shoot, what's it called? I can't even think of the. I have the other other wallet to hold some of my crypto. And it was able to, so I do think it is. I do think you can use it. There's just more steps involved when getting in and having your algos committed for governance. I tend to like, obviously, using my Algo wallet or the Algorand wallet. Both of those are very simple and easy to use. But I do get the risk of, then the ledger. That's what I was using. So I do know you could use the ledger. So I would assume you could use Trezor as well. Actually, you can go to Algorand's website and you can look there. They have a whole page that goes over governance right here. And it'll kind of go over, which wallets are accepted and all that good stuff. I will say, since we're on the topic of governance, we got December 31st is when this first period is ending. So if you are someone who, you were staked, and you're in governance, make sure you do not withdraw or, go below the balance needed in your wallet until after, January 1st. And then if you were in it, you'll get your rewards between January 1st, January 5th. And obviously once you get those rewards, you can then decide if you want to, restake and recommit for the next governance period. If you want to hold out and you want to wait, obviously the voting measure for last, year's, quarter four of their first governance vote was to either change everything, or not really change everything, but pretty much get a 8% slashing. And then, there'd be the schedule for the deployment of algos into the network would kind of go up a little bit, but that did not get voted through. We're staying with the same, schedule that we have for the first governance period. And so, you won't get penalized if you withdraw. So you'll still have that option as far as it goes. So I am still going to be participating in governance. I've seen some people, say that they're not going to pull out just because they see now that they're not going to get penalized. I mean, I don't really see the point. I would say even if you see value that maybe Algorand is going to go up and you want to sell, if you're not going to get penalized, what hurts you from just being staked in governance? And then obviously if you see potential or you see something elsewhere, then you could take it. I've seen some people saying that on Twitter that that's what they're going to do. So we'll see. I am staying in governance though. I'll be rolling in my rewards. That's going to be a passive income and a wealth creator for me and my family as the years go on. So I see a lot of benefit there, and I love participating in the Algorand ecosystem. So I love being a part of the network, and I love being able to vote on where it's going in the future. I think that's a cool thing. See, did I miss any questions here? I think we're good. Going over to Algofi. So this is something that just launched. Anybody here supplying or borrowing on Algofi yet? I have not. I will go ahead and admit I'm still waiting because I've thought about supplying my Algo. And maybe even borrowing some against it, but I'm also still just trying to wait and see what we see out of the market, because I'm thinking I may end up moving some Algo into Yldy and taking advantage of some of the high APYs that they've been offering. So that is something that I'm considering, but I do know that there are quite a few people. JT Invests in You, he's one of them that I saw on Twitter. He actually put a sizable amount in Algo, and then he took a loan out against it. And he actually bought up to almost 1 million Yldy. So that's not small money. That's quite a bit, at least in my book. So, hats off to him for trying that out. And obviously we'll follow him and see how that plays out for him. But obviously he's earning a good percentage if he's staking in some of the pools that are over here. Obviously you see some of these are way higher than, what you would be having to pay, if you were borrowing. So he's going to be paying that loan back with the extra APY he gets off the yield on Yldy. So technically it could be, a free loan and a way to do it. But there is risk there. I want to make sure everybody's aware, because you can get liquidated if the assets start to dip, or if the market does something crazy and it's volatile. You don't want to get caught out and lose money. So make sure you do your own research there. What's going on, JT? Yeah, I was just talking about that. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. I want to, but like I said, I'm just, I'm waiting to see, what I really got to make my mind up on what I'm going to do with the Algo that I had in the first governance, with the rewards I'm going to get and what I've bought in that time. I have it all just sitting in my wallet, but I've actually not made a decision yet. So I'm still contemplating what I'm going to do. Especially with the market the way it is. I want to kind of see where we end up, because I'm probably going to be buying more Algo very soon, especially if we get down near $1. Coming back and looking at the price, $1.26 still. We go back to the day chart. I mean, it's just been bleeding out. Haven't even looked at my stocks today because who needs to look at that negativity? Ain't going to answer no margin calls if they're calling me. Just kidding, I'd have to. What other questions we got? We got some viewers on here. I mean, let's just go look at the entire crypto market right now. Everything is down for the most part. XRP's actually been having a decent run as of late. Bitcoin's down 1.74, Ethereum down 2, Binance 3, Solana's down 5. Some other big ones. SHIB is down almost 7%. Crypto.com's down 7.5 almost. Algorand 7.5. A lot of red. But hey, it's Christmas time. Look at this red and green. It knows what's coming. Green's coming. That's what we know when we when we go through these red spells. Like I said, you go back and you look at that Algorand chart. Let's go find it again. You look at the all-time. It's almost like clockwork. Just, especially with these COVID stuff, it may fall down, but you just got to look at what happens after it. If you were buying down here, on this dip, even if you bought, say right here at 28 cents, and it falls all the way down to 10, and you're almost, you lose over half your money right there. You hold long enough, and then you're up here at 250. And you wouldn't even be thinking about it. And even right now, you still wouldn't even be thinking of selling. You'd just be thinking of buying because you would have went through this whole year and a half of price action, and you almost get numb to it at one point, but you start to realize the potential of holding, through all these, buying on the dip so that when it runs up, you're making even more money. Do I hold silver and gold? No, I do not. Pretty much only hold... I hold a lot of crypto. I hold a lot of Algorand, Yldy. I hold some stocks. I've swung trade Tesla from certain lows to highs. I like SoFi right now as a stock goes, and then there's a few other SPACs that I'm in on other accounts that I'm seeing what's going to happen when they go live and they the ticker changes and all that stuff. But as far as silver and gold, I'm more I'm young, so I feel like I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit. So that's why I have a decent amount in things like Algo, Yldy, Opulous, just because I see the ability to make some big money in a few years time if we're just patient. Going and taking a look at tinychart.org. Like I said, if you guys don't know what this is, you can come visit it. It has all the ASAs for Algorand over on it. You can kind of see just what the Algorand ecosystem is doing. ChoiceCoin's actually down 35.78% in the last 24 hours. The last hour, it's down 21%. So we're seeing quite a big drop there happening for ChoiceCoin, which is almost expected. Like I said, once it listed on Yldy, which was maybe a couple weeks ago, this was the first pool that was listed, and when that got listed, a lot of people started buying ChoiceCoin because they were getting ready for this this pool to launch. And once that pool, the choice pool opened, that's when the price of Choice just skyrocketed. I think it like 20x'd. A lot of people obviously made some quick money if they sold, and so it's it's pretty natural to see that correction after that type of a run. Another thing let's talk about. I know I've actually been tweeting out about this one quite a bit, so shout out to Clean Ocean Token or FISH, FISH. Any coins you think might be on Yldy next? Hey, this is one of them right here. I do think FISH. Obviously, I'll jump into that in a few minutes. I want to talk a little bit about this one. If you're not familiar, if you live near any body of water, ocean, stream, river, pond, if you actually go and you clean up trash, around it, in it, whatever that is, post a picture on social media tagging this group of guys that are around this project. You'll actually get, I think it's like 3,000, let me see here, Yeah, 3,000 bonus for, it says the next 100 legitimate submissions. I don't even know if they're there yet, but I did it. I was able to get 3,000 fish tokens. And they're also doing giveaways every day. If you're just tweeting out about them, they're giving away, I think it's like 500 fish tokens. And they're doing all other kinds of really cool things. But if you come over and you check out their homepage, let me see here. Started with 2 surfers who want a clean ocean and also share a passion in blockchain technology to change the world for the better. They're hoping they can grow this currency to help encourage and fund ocean cleanup. If you come down, I think it's on, let me go, might be on here, tokenomics. Yeah, so 5.25 trillion clean ocean tokens created. That represents the amount of trash currently in the ocean. 2 trillion more for developers, partnerships, liquidity, marketing, bonuses, and the team. But that's, it's a cool project just to get people and to motivate people to get out, clean up our oceans, clean up our rivers. As far as just, what my channel is even about, I'm about, one, just trying to help people, find some good crypto projects to invest in, because I'm not the smartest guy in the room when it comes to crypto. There's a lot of stuff that still goes way over my head, and I will never lie and act like I know more than I do know. But that doesn't mean we can't still come together and try to create change, try to help people find good things to invest in. And this is something that I see potential in, just because, I want to see our people cleaning our oceans. I don't want to see, the earth we have, people dumping stuff into the oceans and hurting fish, hurting wildlife. And so, especially, I had a job back in the day working at the Fish and Wildlife in Kentucky. And, that's a big thing, is just taking care of the earth that we have and the fish that we have and everything that's out there. We can't just ruin the world. So I really like what this, what this crypto is doing on Algorand. And so make sure you go give them a follow on Twitter. Make sure to go clean up some area around you that's a waterway that you maybe know is dirty. And hey, if you post a picture about it, you can earn some free crypto. Plus, if you go over, they have a lottery. If you're holding 10,000 fish tokens in your wallet, every week they give away, they do a lottery drawing pretty much to the holders of those, so you could win some more there. And every day they have a faucet. You can actually come over, get some free fish. Let's see if there's any available. Nope. All right, I wasn't one of the first 500, but if you're one of the first 500 each day, you can collect 30 fish tokens. It's not a lot USD value, but hey, free crypto is still free crypto. So cool project there. Going back, any coins you think might be on Yldy next? If we're going to go over, let's go take a look at Tiny Chart. I would love to see something like a Go Bitcoin or Go ETH. I don't know what it would take to get those listed on there. I don't know if we would even be able to, but that would be really cool. I do think Planet. I do think where is it at? So Planets is one. Headline is another that I think we could see. And then you're gonna be once you go from there, really it's a lot of we could see another ARCC. Pool where you stake ARCC to earn ARCC. And then there's a lot of community coins. So some of the bigger ones, the Alki coin or the Alkimons. You got Algo Nuts that could have one. Chips, I've been hearing more about that one. There was another one. Let me see. Akita Inu. Obviously, that's a pretty big, community meme coin. And I don't really know what Yldy's, goal is there. I don't know if they're going to be incorporating, community coins into staking. I think it'd be kind of cool if they do, but we'll have to wait and see. But as far as like actual projects coming to Algorand, I think you're going to see most likely Headline, Zone. Obviously, someone asked any updates on Zone. I think they're launching, Q1 2022. I was expecting middle of December. That's what they were saying on most of their socials, but I think they're still getting a few things lined up for the launch. So, still got to be ready for that on Tiny Man. But I do think Zone will be another one. The Love token, that's still coming out here in the next few quarters. So that's another token that I think we could see, or another pool I think we could see coming live on Yldy. And then from there, the liquidity pool token for Tiny Man, maybe the bank token whenever that one comes live for Algofi. There's still tons of projects that are coming live, and we'll be having those cryptos and those tokens launched. So That's most likely what I think you're going to see, unless we start to see Yldy adopt, community coins, and then you start to see some of these other projects that are smaller, start to get listed. I do know even the fish token, the one we just talked about, they're actually in talks with Yldy, I think, to get listed. So that could be another possible one that could launch there. Any other questions? Probably going to go for another like 15 minutes. We have a complete hour here. Can I explain what headline is? So let's go visit their website. Let me see if I have it listed down here. I don't know if I do. Yeah. All right. So what not better way to get it than straight from the source? So what is headline? Let me see if they have a... All right, I guess we'll just stop here. So build bias free. This is a guiding ethos behind Headline's core philosophy and operational principles. And this helps distinguish every network platform and application built by Headline. From what I've read, this isn't even, I don't even think this is their main page. Maybe it is. Let me go on philosophy. From what I know, they're going to be pretty much an unbiased reporting or news outlet for a lot of the crypto ecosystem. I would assume a lot of Algorand information as well. Says headliners believe in progress, that the advancement of the human condition through science and reason is only possible through a fundamental rejection of partisanship on the left-right political spectrum. So definitely they're trying to bridge the gap between, the far right, the far left, this huge political ecosystem that's like, very heated, and just have a unbiased, look at the news, whether that be crypto, maybe even some other things. Due to their multi-industry position as a corporate institution, software developer, news publisher, and social media moderator, publicly conveying Headline's politically unbiased position is not only foundational, but a personal responsibility of every individual representative of the company. So like I said, they're going to be a news outlet. They also do have some NFTs, I believe. Let me go check here. Headline Crypto. So yeah, it's an unbiased project and a token from the team behind Headline, where they're going to be building software on the Algorand blockchain. If you come back though, yeah. So yeah, they do have some, they're in the NFT space a little bit as well. This is another project that's still pretty new, and I've not done huge intensive research on it. Just know that from what I've heard and some of the people I've talked to, they really like the project. They think it's going to be a pretty big one, as far as, just as the Algorand ecosystem grows. And if you're just thinking about a tokenomics perspective, the token supply is very low. So if this one does take off, there's a lot of potential for this one to run high. Thoughts on Yldy? Yldy is going to be the governance token for Yldy. From Decipher, and when they spoke about it, once apparently they're going to be airdropping or giving the Yldy tokens out to the people who've been using Yldy's platform, which is a cool thing, because if you're using the platform, who better to govern and to be a part of governance than those people. So I'm glad that they're going to be giving that out to the people who've been using it. But you would pretty much be able to use that token to be able to stake into their governance, instead of having to use your Yldy tokens and take them out of DeFi projects or worrying about not being able to move them. So that was their whole premise, I think, in creating a new token, is to be able to let people do what they're doing with their Yldy token, but then be able to govern with the Yldy. And like I said, that will be distributed out to those people who have been using the platform since day one, since they launched. So I've been using it, so I'm excited to see what kind of rewards we get there. Any other questions? Covered a little bit in today. We got Got the Algorand, Oracle drop news. Obviously, we got a lot of red out in the market, so some good buying opportunities for those. Algorand down 7%. It's coming back a little bit. Looks like everything's kind of maybe flipping some. Opulous, even Bitcoin down. Covered a little bit of Algofi. Covered a little bit of a new token with Fish Token. If you've not checked them out, go follow them on Twitter. And obviously a bunch of stuff with Yldy. Do you feel like the Opulous price will take off after the staking pool is over, just after Christmas? Realistically, I mean, if we're looking at the Opulous chart, let's zoom out a little bit. It's hard to really, you can't really chart this just because of how new this token is. But, this thing ran to 340, day one, which is, right near here. And that's where, we've kind of stayed. I think we have a solid base right around there. Now, we did hit 334 there. We're at 334 again. So I would love to see Opulous bounce off of this level of support and start to trend back upwards. If we fall through this, though, I mean, we're looking at possibly going back down below $2. So that's something you have to stay, you have to be watching is, the line right there. If we fall underneath this, there's a good shot that we don't have a lot of support until we get down to $1.80, $2, and then we may consolidate there for a while. I'm still bullish on Opulous. I'm not selling any of mine. I'm super excited for the Little Pump song to launch so we can start earning some of those, royalties and things like that. But as the, 2020 comes to an end, obviously, unless we get a really big rally to, right around Christmas, I think we're going to probably end in that $3 to $4 range, pretty far off from where me and C Will were projecting. We were obviously thinking we might see a December end on a high note, but with Bitcoin tanking, it's kind of weighed the entire market down. So everything has pretty much just been following its trajectory. Congrats on the 1.6K subs. Hey, thanks for, being a part of it. It has grown quick as you're saying there. But, try to bring out as best content as I can. I'm still learning a lot about crypto. And so, like I said earlier, I don't come on here to try to act like I know it all. I just come on here to have fun, talk crypto, because my wife she gets tired of me telling her all about it. So I come on here, I talk to you guys about it on Twitter as well. So love having each and every one of you that came in and talked today, on the live stream. So thanks for hopping in. Thanks for saying something. Any updates on price predictions, short and long term? Well, I mean, obviously, right now with everything that we're seeing, this is an accumulation stage, and when the next run happens, which I think could be fairly soon, it could be the first quarter of 2022. Maybe by the end of March for sure. I think you're easily going to see, an Algorand. Obviously put it back to new all-time highs. We saw what it did between this dip, this cup and handle when it formed, and it shot up way higher than where it was before, shot up way higher than it was before. So I'm expecting us to be above 250. I would say anywhere between $3 and $5, if not more, especially as big money starts to pour into Algorand. Yldy, we come back and we look at all time. I'm expecting Yldy to hit 10 cents. And when you drag this down and you look at 10 cents right here, this is pretty darn flat as far as just the price action. So I've been accumulating through all of it, and I think we're going to easily see, a run from anywhere between 5 and 10 cents on Yldy. Opulous, I'm still bullish as I'll get out on Opulous, and especially once they launch their D-app, I'm thinking, at least $15 plus once this thing starts to turn around and run up. But, we're still stuck, like I said, with seeing what's going to happen with Bitcoin. But January of 2022 should be pretty bullish, into, March. At some point in there, I think we're going to have a rally. And so if you're a swing trader and you're buying now, make sure you got, an exit strategy to take advantage of some of those gains, because I do think the next push we get could be, not going to say it is, but it could be Bitcoin's top. So we may, if it runs past 68,000 or whatever it was, where it said its last all-time high, I think whatever the next crest or whatever the next top it hits is going to be the final top before we see a possible 70 to 80% correction for Bitcoin and we see a bear market. Now, some people are saying, The lengthening cycle could go anywhere from middle of 2022 to December of 2022. I think we're most likely going to see a top anywhere between March and July, so Q1 and Q2 ending. And so that's what I'm watching for. And then obviously once Bitcoin does do that, we may see some altcoins start to, have their pumps, as, sometimes when Bitcoin bleeds, some things will still run. So maybe that's when we see a lot of the other smaller projects in Algorand's DeFi ecosystem just continue to explode, especially with the likes of TinyMan growing, Algofi growing, Algo Mint, more people bringing Bitcoin and Ethereum over to Algorand's ecosystem. Staking on Yldy gets better. I mean, there's just tons and tons of stuff, guys, for 2022 that I'm excited for when it comes to Algorand and its ecosystem. So I'm still bullish, and obviously I put my money where my mouth is. Most of my money, like 80% of the money, 90% of the money I have in crypto is all in Algorand's ecosystem, whether that's Algo, Yldy, Opulous, some choice coin, headline, fish token, whatever it is, most of it's in Algorand, and I'm super excited for what 2022 is gonna bring us. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope I answered all your all's questions. Hope you guys had some fun hanging out, listening to me ramble on for almost a solid hour. So do have a pretty cool video that I'll be recording tomorrow with some other guys in the Algorand ecosystem, so you won't want to miss that. I think it'll either launch tomorrow evening or it will launch on Wednesday morning, so make sure to turn on those notifications so you can check that out. We're going to have some fun going over our top 10 cryptos that we're going to be buying for 2022, so you won't want to miss out on that, so be sure to tune in. Like I said, smash that like button for me. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. If you want to leave a tip for me and for the channel to help it grow and make my Christmas that much brighter, I've got the wallet addresses linked in the description below, so you can send a tip my way in either Algo or Yldy. So just thanks to everybody who's out there who's been a part of the Crypto for Change family community as it's grown, and super excited for 2022 and what comes next year. I think we're going to see some millionaires in this family. So super excited, and until next time, let's get out there and make some money.